Hello everybody, thank you for joining me today. My name is Debbie and I'm participating in a YouTube hop with other scrapbookers. So if you are new here, welcome. If you're a returning guest, welcome back. In today's video, I will be sharing how I used a sketch from the Creating with Sketches bundle from Allison Davis. This video is part of a YouTube hop with several other scrapbookers that are listed below. Each month, on the first of the month, we will use the same sketch and make it our own. Please be sure to visit all of the participants and be sure to like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of the great inspiration. This month we're using this month we're focusing on one-page sketch number 3 in the bundle. I can't show you the actual sketch because it is paid content, but I've linked it down below if you're interested in purchasing. For my page, I will be scrapbooking a photo of my grandson and his first visit to Santa. And so I've chosen this collection from Fancy Pants. It's called Home for Christmas. And I liked it because it's very whimsical. It's not your traditional heavy red and green Christmas colors. And I thought it was really cute. The embellishments that I had for it, I had this ephemera pack, and hopefully there's not too much of a glare on there, but it had a lot of very cute whimsical designs in it. So it's not something that I would use for my traditional Christmas photos or in my December daily, but I did like it because I thought it would work well with the picture of my grandson. So that's what I'll be using, primarily the paper and the embellishments, the ephemera. And I did pull in a couple of items from Pink Fresh Designs, that's who it is. I had to think for a minute. So I do have a couple of things from one of their collections, but primarily this is what I'm going to be using. So let's get started. To begin with, I cut my strips of paper. They are all slightly different widths. I believe on the sketch they were all the same width, probably an inch or so, but there was one of the papers in this collection had words going across, and I wanted to make sure that I got the full strip with those words. It's that one right there. It's actually, I'm using the other side of it in this particular strip. But I wanted to make sure that I got the full text going across, that it was able to be read. Spoiler alert, I did end up covering it up in the end. So you really can't read it, but that was my thought process at the beginning. I noticed that a lot of the sketches in this collection have strips of paper, either horizontal or vertical. They're all different. All the sketches are a little bit different, but quite a few of them do use these strips of paper. So you're going to see that in the next couple of months, I believe, the pages coming up. So there's that piece that I wanted to get the text going across. I probably should have put it higher on the page so I wouldn't have covered it all up later with the photos and things, but it is what it is. Anyway, I really do like this collection. I liked the colors. I did change my photo to black and white because the colors definitely clashed with the paper. This was at an event that I took my grandson to. It was called Glow, and it was basically an indoor convention center that was full of decorations of Christmas lights, and oh gosh, they had all kinds of games for the kids to play, but they were all centered around lights. So they had like a light board, which was like a giant light bright, if you remember those from being a kid, where you could put the colored pegs in, and they had stones, or they had lights on the floor that looked like stepping stones, and when the kids jumped on them, they changed color. So he was the perfect age. He's not quite 2, and this event was perfect for him. He had a ball. When it came to meeting Santa, however, he was a little skittish. So the best we got out of him was a high five to Santa. And I think if it hadn't been so chaotic and so noisy with all the other kids and everything, he probably would have warmed up to Santa. But in this case, it was a bit of a shock. So you'll see I started playing around with the ephemera pieces and trying to create a scene. The card up on the upper left I wanted to bring in something a little softer. I liked that cut apart card to use sort of as a title, but it was too blocky. So I ended up cutting it with one of my stitch circle dies, and I think it brought a little bit more softness to the page. So I started pulling along these ephemera pieces, and some of them are popped up, some of them are flat. I used this gnome. Now I know a gnome is not Santa, but the Santa that was in the collection I didn't really care for. It was quite a bit bigger and he just wasn't as cute as the gnome. So I ended up going with the gnome. I really like him. I think it's cute. And I'm not normally a gnome fan, so, there's that. But anyway, I'll keep building this scene here. While I'm just looking at all the different pieces and putting it together, I did want to take this moment to thank you all for watching. I really appreciate returning viewers. I'm in the process of growing my YouTube channel, so I appreciate all the new subscribers, and I definitely appreciate when you give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. So if you have a moment, please do that. I would appreciate it. Now, getting back to this, you'll see I'm using quite a bit of foam tape here, foam squares. I love those thin foam squares from Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L. They have different thicknesses. They actually have a multi-pack, I think, where there's some that are 1 millimeter, some that are 2 millimeter, and then the different sizes. So you've got those 1/2 inch squares and I think 1/4 inch squares on some of them. So they're just a good variety, and I use them quite a bit. So there were no gingerbread houses or anything in this, but I just thought they were really cute and whimsical and wanted to get them on there. I'm not usually the type of scrapbooker who makes huge embellishment scenes across my page. I love how they look. I just never seem to get them to work right. So this was a little out of my comfort zone, but I really enjoyed doing it. There's some little puffy stickers that I added on. Those, I think, yeah, those are from the collection. So that one says ho, 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 and then there was a little snowflake that I added to the cocoa mug. Here's where I bring in the Pink Fresh stickers. The colors worked really well with this line, so I thought, I really could bring those in. I played around with these too. I thought the green was a little too much green there with the tree, so I took the red one that said Holiday Cheer. It's got a little gold foil on it, so that was kind of nice, a nice addition to the page. These little strips, I had trouble with one of them. I'm not really sure why the paper kept pulling off of it, but it did. So I did my journaling on these strips. I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing because all you'll see is my head going into the camera over and over again when I was trying to line them up. But that's pretty much it, I think. Yeah, so I just did the strips, put the journaling on the page, and then finished up with my finishing touches, and that was it. So coming up, you'll see the finished layout and some close-ups. Again, I thank you so much for spending time with me today, and I hope you'll join me again in the next video. So here is how my layout turned out. I did go back off camera and add in some bling on the Christmas tree. I thought it really needed to bring out this gold and the holiday magic. It was the only place that I had the gold foil on the page, and I wanted to add something else on the page. So I was looking for something that kind of matched that foiling look, and I found these rhinestones. Not even sure where they came from. This is how they were in my stash. There was no header on them or anything, so I don't know where they came from. But they were a nice gold without being too gold, if that makes any sense. So I did put them all, and oops, looks like they're starting to come off. I may have to go back with some glue and reattach them. But I did put them all on, and it made this kind of garland look, and I'm not sure how well the camera picks it up, but I think it goes very well with the gold foil in Holiday Magic. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. please subscribe to my channel too. I would love that. I'd love to see the numbers of my subscribers going up. And don't forget to visit all of the other creators that are on the YouTube Hop. They are listed below. So I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.